Hello and welcome to the program Breakfast Show on Coal City 929 FM, Radio Nigeria, Enugu. I'm your host, Ekene Odigwe. And it is a pleasure to have you join us. Across Nigeria today, small businesses are under enormous pressure. Market women, fashion designers, food vendors, artisans, transport operators, farmers, neighborhood shops, and young entrepreneurs all have one thing in common. They're trying to keep their businesses afloat in an economy where prices seem to rise almost every week. Many entrepreneurs work from morning until night, yet they struggle to make enough profit. Some wonder if they are doing something wrong, while others simply blame the economy. So, is surviving in business today only about luck, or are there practical financial habits and management strategies that can help businesses remain strong even during difficult times? This is what we'll be discussing today in our conversation titled Smart Money, Strong Business, Coping with Small Business Challenges. Joining me is Mr. Jude Victor Odilibe, a business management consultant and SME consultant, small and medium enterprises SME. Mr. Odilibe, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, and the pleasure is mine.
All right. When people discuss business these days, the conversation quickly turns to inflation, exchange rates, and rising operating costs. Those are genuine concerns. But having worked with many smaller and medium enterprises, do you think the economy is the only reason businesses struggle? Or are there internal issues that entrepreneurs also need to pay attention to?
Okay. There are so many other issues apart from the aforementioned, and I want to take them this way. When you have poor cash flow, or over-reliance on debt, either overdraft or loans. Not working on a budget, you don't have any tracking of your budgets. You just spend money the way you like. You don't look at how do I make it, how do I plan my cash flow, how do I plan my resources so that it can flow down the production line or down the business. You just spend because money is coming in. It is a serious problem. Then you talk about manual overload, key persons dependency. When you have one or two individuals that you rely so much on that anytime they are not around, your business is grounded, you're not really making a headway. So these key persons you should expand it throughout the organization so that you don't depend on one or two persons. Then another thing is the founder burnout. The owners of the businesses trying to cover everything alone without having anyone that is learning from them. Any day the owner is down, the business is also down. Another thing is poor hiring of your staff and the poor training. If you don't hire quality staff and train them, you discover you will not make any headway despite any other thing that is working very well. Then I talk about weak strategic vision. So when your strategies are weak and they are not long-term in nature, you only do things on day-to-day basis. You don't have any set plan for tomorrow. It is a serious issue on the business.
That is an interesting point, because while business owners cannot control inflation, they can certainly control what they manage and how they manage their businesses. What would you say are the biggest mistakes that make an already difficult business environment even more challenging?
Okay, thank you. This is another burning issue in entrepreneurship, especially when it entails new beginners or even the existing businesses. They will always be mixing personal funds and business funds. This is not healthy for any business. Then ignoring budgets. They spend without a plan. They do things the way they like, failing to save your reserves Each time money comes in, you spend almost everything. Nothing like reserve in case of tomorrow. Reasons why you keep money instead of investing them is for maybe eventualities, things that you did not budget for. When they come up, you can have something to lay hands upon. But in this regards, there's nothing like that. It affects the business seriously. Ignoring customers' needs is a serious challenge. Poor pricing. When you're pricing below your cost of production, what do you expect to achieve? If you fail to meet up with the market demand, or you fail to market the brand, maybe the business is new and you fail to market the brand, who will know about it? And then if there is demand in the market and you're not meeting up with it, it is still a problem to you. Then I talk about poor compliance to the laid down procedures, government processes and procedures. If you don't comply to them, it is an issue. Then poor employment and training. If you do not employ qualified workers or train them effectively, you will not get the result. Then ignoring the legal rules. Ignoring the legal rules is also a problem. Then refusing to adopt the use of technology. When you are doing everything manual, you find out that you will eventually not achieve the desired result you could have achieved if you involve technology in your production line or business.
Sometimes we hear people say business is moving because customers are buying. But is making sales the same thing as making profits?
Okay, thank you once again for the question. Yeah, making sales cannot and has never been the same as making profit in a business. When you talk of profitability in a business, you must have considered the total expenditure, including taxes, levies, even cost of sales. Less all these things from the total sales made will give you the profit. And profit represents the margin you are making after expenses, while sales is the total amount you received in all that you have given out to your customers. Most times, poor record keeping will make you not even to know what your cost of production is. Then you'll be selling below your cost of production. At the end of the day, instead of the business growing, it will keep on going down because you're even eating up your startup capital or your capital. Instead of adding value to it, you're depleting it. So it is very important to note that it is different to make the sales and from profitability. Profitability only comes in when you are making something additionally to the costs incurred in producing or in bringing those goods to where it will be disposed to the customers.
All right. Money is often described as the lifeblood of any business. Yet, many entrepreneurs admit they do not know exactly how much comes into the businesses or their business every day and how much that goes out. How dangerous is that?
Okay, this is very dangerous to the life of any business. How would you do business without having records of what you're doing? The essence of keeping records is to keep track of all happenings in your business, whether good or bad, you keep the tracks. So the essence, when you fail to keep records, it will surely affect your cash flow because you're operating on a blind spot. Then it will lead to poor decision making. It will also increase fraud. Then valuation problems will arise. Assuming you want to value your business, how would you value it when you don't have records? Then it has legal and compliance issues to as regards not keeping records, because it is only when you keep records that you can know what is this and where is this. So when you don't keep records, the tax authorities may demand more than you are earning. So it may bring about tax penalties. It may bring about denial of credits when you want to obtain loans or credits from banks or even investors coming to your business. Because there's no record to hold on to, they will not have the interest to invest in you or even bank granting you overdrafts. then it may lead also to personal liabilities. Because when you don't keep records, it means you are the same with your business, and those personal liabilities protection you have will be taken off from you, because you are supposed to be different from the business. So if you're spending from what the business is getting, that means you are the same, and you're one person, no longer two different persons. So it is critical at this point to note that you don't, if you don't keep records of what you're doing in your business to know the inflow and the outflow, you are not helping the business, rather you're killing it. And no one will set up a business to also run it down.
Some people feel keeping record is only necessary for large companies with accountants. Can a roadside trader or a small business owner really benefit from keeping proper records?
Okay, thank you. Yes, every business is supposed to keep records, including roadside, small, medium, or no matter how micro that business is. But the only thing is that we will not expect a micro or small business, a roadside business, to start keeping up ledger or have softwares. But at least there must be notes where you keep your expenses, where you keep your income, sales, and other things as regards the business. So if you don't have this kind of records in your business, you have not started. And for the listeners, for the sake of the listeners, I will advise, no matter what it is, go get your records now. Go get your records. Put down everything that is happening in your business, especially the inflow and outflow of cash, activities that's happening, those things you're paying, no matter how little it is. Please record them. At the end of the day, you sum up what comprises your cost of production, your cost of running the business, as regards what the cost of your sales price is. That will help you to know whether you're selling at a markup or at a loss. And the reasons why you have to do this is that it will help you to keep track of the money coming in and the money going out. It will also help you to know when there is growth and when you are not growing in your business, because every business should be a going concern and should always have increase on daily basis. Whereby it is not so, it means it is not working well.
All right. If you're just joining us, this is Breakfast Show on Radio Nigeria, Coal City 99 FM, Enugu. And we're talking about smart money, strong business, coping with small business. Our guest is Mr. Jude Victor Odilibe, business management consultant, small and medium enterprises, SME. Remember, you can join the conversation on coalcityfm929.net.ng. Now, back to you, Mr. Odilibe. Let's talk about another issue that affects many family businesses. Business owners often pay school fees, buy groceries, and handle family emergencies directly from business income. At first, it may seem harmless, but what effect does this have over time?
Okay, thank you. This is the major mistake most of the entrepreneurs make in their business, or business owners, sole proprietor, anything you can mention, combining their expenditure and the money meant for business. They do their expenses directly from the business account. That shouldn't be. Pay yourself salary. Create a good salary for yourself. Pay yourself. Manage yourself based on that salary that you've paid yourself. Don't touch the business money. When you do this, you are creating a problem, an accounting problem for yourself. So it is important that you keep money for business separate from the money meant for your consumption. You can pay yourself as high as you wish, depending on what can carry you. As long as that money is coming in as profit in the business, you can pay yourself handsomely, and make sure you keep to that. Financial discipline is what you require. in your business. You must be financially disciplined. Otherwise, you keep on doing this without knowing it, you run down the business. Tomorrow, someone will be somewhere blaming the economy. Economy may contribute, yes, but the ones the business owners are contributing are far higher than what the economic situations are contributing to various businesses. With my experience, I have seen this, and it is the truth that I'm telling you now. If you're listening under the sound of this voice, please create a separate account for your business and a separate account for yourself.
Many business owners are asking themselves difficult questions. Should they increase prices? Should they reduce quality? Should they cut down on the number of staff? How can entrepreneurs respond to rising costs without losing customers?
Okay, there are several ways this could be achieved or tackled, but for the sake of our listeners and for the sake of time, I will advise one, operational adjustments. When I talk of operational adjustments, I will advise that we audit our energy use. Okay, let me explain a bit. Look at your factory, look at your office, anything that is plugged on, that is not in use, put it off. No, any light that is not in use, put it off, because energy consumption also adds to the costs you're incurring in your office. So if you can cut down on your energy use, it is a plus. Negotiate or renegotiate with your suppliers. Renegotiate the terms of their supplies. Maybe those that were supplying you at 10 naira, negotiate it downwards to 9 naira. By the time you maintain your ground and give them volume, they will also give you some discounts. So you can make such negotiations and reduce the cost. Then cut down on software use. If there are so many softwares in use, anyone that is a waste, or just take it off your line. That is to say, you don't need it. Then optimize your inventory. At any time, you have a stock level that is adequate. Don't overstock, don't understock, so that you don't incur warehouse costs without having enough sales to meet up with that. So these are some of the ways you can actually increase your volume and then at the same time cut down on your expenses. So in summary, I will say that once you optimize your internal processes and then save costs in other areas that will help you to still maintain a reasonable price in line with your competitors, the customers will have no issue with that. And you may not need to trim down your staff or increase costs or price for you to achieve this. It is about you looking inwards and reducing the costs incurred in producing these products. Once you reduce it, it will still give you a good margin to maintain status quo in price or a little increase that will not have significant effect on the customers.
Competition has also become stronger. Customers have more choices than ever before, and apart from price, what keeps customers coming back?
I want to tell you sincerely, customers will continue to patronize your brand and even refer others. That's give you referrals. Once these or some of these things are in place, once you're offering them a great quality product, once you have good customer service, once you have good products with good tests and feel, as long as you're offering them something that is acceptable, as long as you have empathic and kind-hearted workers to serve them, as long as when they come into your workplace or your space, it is clean and sparkling, as long as your products are easy to use, as long as they receive these goods with help, maybe you give them something additionally. As long as when you are giving them these products, you are showing them of some rewards. As long as whenever they are coming to you, they are getting the truth and nothing but the truth. When you say it is A and that product is A, as long as there's no other hidden costs you're giving to them, these customers will continue to repeat the patronage, and they will continue to even direct other customers to you. Peradventure, you decide to cheat them. That is when you understand what customers are. One dissatisfied customer can cost you the rest of your customers. So my candid advice is, at any point in time, try to live up to the expectations of the customers. It is cheaper to retain or maintain the existing customers than to scout for new ones.
One quality that successful entrepreneurs seem to have is resilience. They face setbacks, but they keep going. What mindset should business owners cultivate if they want to survive difficult seasons?
This question is very crucial, very, very important for the success of any business. I will just advise you, as long as you've made up your mind to be in business, for you to survive this critical time, one, you must be ready to adapt, and also you must be ready to be flexible. In doing this, you must accept change as soon as there's change. You must pivot quality. You must also be willing to embrace technology. Then, coming to financial aspect of it, you must be financially disciplined. You protect your cash flow very well. That is being financial discipline. You must protect your cash flow. You must also cut down wastes in your finances. You also need to position for profit, and you prioritize profit as your major source of survival. You must prioritize your profit making. You don't just open door for anything that comes into your business. You must focus on making profit. Once you're doing that, you channel your attention in what needs to be done to make that profit. Then you must be customer centric. That means you must focus on satisfying the customers. Now, satisfying the customers is not even enough. You must be ready to surprise your customers. Surprising them means giving them beyond what they expect. That will guarantee repeat patronage and referrals. Then again, there must be resilience, and there must be long-term vision for you to stay afloat. To this end, you must always stay calm. You learn from your failures. Don't just give up because there was a failure. Learn from your failure. Stay focused. As long as you want to remain in business, stay focused. Keep your eyes on your long-term goals and visions while you manage your short-term pains, because definitely there will be pain in the short term, but because you're aiming at the long term will give you more profits than the short term you're looking at. The pains will be overcome and you will succeed.
Many young Nigerians are interested in entrepreneurship because paid employment is limited. Finally, if a young person listening today wants to start a business with limited capital, where should they begin? And what should they begin with?
Thank you very much for this question again. In business, I will not tell you that this is the best business to invest into or to start up with. No matter the amount you have, you may have 10 billion and you invest wrongly. That 10 billion will go down the drain. The first thing that drives your business is going for a business you have passion for. If you invest in a business you have passion for, then you have taken the first step to success. Again, when you invest in business you have passion for, you must also look for the work team that share the same vision and passion with you. Otherwise, you employ people that don't have the passion, they will run down the business. No matter the amount you invested there, they will make sure it goes down the drain. However, for the sake of our listeners, young people who you're protecting their interests now by asking this question, I will advise that they will go for businesses that are of little capital to start up. And this I will advise maybe service-based or digital businesses that require little or no capital, no equipment or facilities to start with. Then in doing this, I will advise freelancing services. One can go into writing, graphic design, digital marketing for a startup. You build up your capital from there, then you can invest in other areas. You diversify. You can go for virtual assistance or online tutoring. These things, you may not spend much and you get started. You can go for content creating. A content creator can make money online as long as you're creating something that is attractive. You start having traffic on your platforms. Then you monetize. Then local errands, cleaning or personal organizing services. All these things will require little money and a little space. Then you take off from there. Once you take off from there, build your capital, you can expand to anything you want. But as long as you are starting with a little capital, you need to scale up from somewhere that you will not spend much to start up. So on this note, I want to thank you and I appreciate you for inviting me.
Oh, Mr. Odelibe, this has been an enlightening conversation. Thank you. Today's discussion reminds us that although entrepreneurs cannot control every economic challenge, they can control how they plan, spend, save, serve customers, and adapt to change. Smart businesses are built on sound financial decisions, discipline, innovation, and continuous learning. Thank you very much for sharing your expertise with us today, and thank you for listening. And that's our program for today. Our guest has been Mr. Jude Victor Odelibe, Business Management Consultant, Small and Medium Enterprises, SME. Thank you for listening. If you missed any part of today's discussion, remember the key message: smart money management is one of the strongest foundations for a successful business. All right. Have a wonderful day and join us again next time for another innovative and engaging edition of the program. This has been Breakfast Show on Coal City 929 FM, Radio Nigeria, Enugu. Producers has been Jude Obu and Chioma Obiakwe. Supervisor is the General Manager, Coal City FM, Enugu, Kate Nebo. Zonal Supervisor is the Deputy Director Programs, FRCN, Enugu Zonal Station, Joy Obitulata. Executive Producer is the Zonal Director, Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, Enugu Zonal Station, Dr. Ikechukweze. And my name is Ekene Odigwe. Thanking you for listening. Good morning.